Hello everybody, welcome to another tarot story. I wanted to share this video because I got myself a new tarot a few days ago called the Lover's Path. Deck is consecrated, it's great. The box it was a very flimsy box, so I had to let it go. But I'm using this nice cover set with this bag, so I don't really need the box. And as I was going through this reading, I said, this is a lovely story. This is a teachable moment, so let me make a video. So I went and got myself a cup of coffee. So go get yourself a cup of coffee. I'm not going to rush this. So if you're in a rush, now is not the time to watch it. Maybe you can come back later if you're interested. Okay, so in this tarot, I got the little book. Has a lover's, it says a relationship cross. So I went to do this. And remember now what Emily Bronte said in Wuthering Heights. Take care not to laugh at any point in this story because, it's not a comedy. Could be a tragedy, but the way it looks, everything is going to work out in the end for both of them. So let's get her go on and let us start this story. There are 13 cards in the spread. Okay, cards 1, 2, 3. We're going to read them like in groups. So cards 1, 2, 3 is for the querent. Card number 4 in the middle is going to tell me about the outcome or the overview, right? So it's placed squarely in the middle. Cards 5, 6, 7 are going to tell me about the other person, right? So this is the querent and this is the other person. If there is another person, if there's not another person, we'll do a different spread, right? This is a relationship cross spread. On the bottom, we have 3 more cards, and these cards are going to tell us about the past. And the 3 cards on the top are going to tell us about the future. Are we ready? Let's go. Well, okay. Let us start with her. And I found this just so interesting, because in intuitive tarot, even though you know the meanings of the cards, you're also drawn to the images, right? So what we see right away is we have 2 kings. We have the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles. And in between them is the querent in the 4 of Cups. Now, make note that there's 2 cups on either side of her, which could be showing that, there's 2 people that she needs to make a choice. Okay, now take note that the King of Staves has his back to her as her back to him. She is looking to the King of Pentacles right here, who is looking straight ahead. He's not turning his back to her. He may be coming towards her. We don't know, but she's thinking of these 2 options. Who should I choose? Notice also that she is inside. You know what? Sorry. She's inside her castle. So she's looking out. So she's in the 4 walls, alone with her emotions, trying to decide, So the 4 of Cups is a card that's like, she's neither here nor there, right? But she's taken off her crown, right? So she's not with anybody. She's like kind of bored, like, I don't know if I want anything, she's saying. But anyway, there's there's 2 people here. Now this King of Staves, he's in the forest. He's looking at his wand, but he seems kind of lost in all the bushes. If I am to compare him with this King of Coins, who's outside with his own castle in the back, firmly with his coin, not looking at it, but he's also got a wand. But he's not lost. He's not lost in the woods. So I thought, how interesting. No, I'm not even going to worry about what the cards mean. I'm just going to listen and let the cards tell me the story, because I know cups are emotions, and I know in the 4, it's like it's a lonely emotion because she's alone between the 4 walls, and she's got these 2 situations here. Okay, so let me go now towards the past. Okay, so we're looking at the past, and we have 9 of Wands, the 5 of Coins, and the Hanged Man, or the Sacrifice. Now, all these cards are myths, right? I'm going to tell you which is which because that would take too much time. But immediately what I did, I said, let me have a look. I got myself a piece of paper and I wrote out how many major arcanas. I counted 4, right? How many wands? There was only 2 wands in 13 cards. So what I did when I see that 2 wands comes out, I find which of the other card, only 2 wands. So I'm going to associate the 9 of wands with the king of wands. And I see that this man is tired. He's made a big effort. He's been waiting. They say that 9 of wands is the walking wounded. And he's come to the end of his line. He's like saying, you know, I'm really tired. I'm lost in the woods here with this situation, and I've put up a good fight, and I'm still going to stay and persevere to the end. But this, you know, it's also saying that here now we have the 5 of coins. So this king or this queen also may have thought, you know, there's nothing there that I can hold on to. I feel so alone outside in the cold, right? And with this child. And then here we have the sacrifice, right? So here we're talking about Eurydice and Orpheus. And we know that myth where he went to go and get her in the underworld, but he didn't trust what he was told and he looked back and she had to fall back, you know? So there was a sacrifice that one of the 2 had to make. And I think she had to fall back. Right? And you know, it's very tiring, all of this. All I can say, oh my gosh, you know, why did that have to happen? He went to such lengths, and he went to the underworld, and guess who's here? King of the underworld, Pluto. And there's Persephone there, and she seems to be looking at him before she's running to go back through the curtains herself. And he's got the pomegranate in his hand. Now, I don't know if she's eaten it or not. It seems that she has not, because it's still in his hand. She might be saying goodbye because this is the death card. So something is going to be transformed. So there are big changes going on here, right? But we see the Hanged Man also came out here. And it's a little bit sad what went on in the past. I think that this relationship could not move forward. Yeah, even though, because it just wasn't time. But you can see the both of them really tried. Now let's have a look and see what's going on with the other person. And in this card, we see the Knight of Pentacles, we see the Fool, and we see the Lovers. So it's quite possible. Now, when you're asking for love reading and the querent wants to know what's going on with the person she's asking for, it is telling me that this person has already made a commitment to a new path, to a new relationship with someone else. And the Fool is not looking back, you know, the Fool is just moving forward. And the King and the Knight says that there's some kind of compromise here. So it seems that she's left behind in the 4 of Cups, you know, because there was so much effort made here and they just couldn't continue along. So we say, okay, that's good enough, because, you know, we're being told that she's turning her back, she's walking away. I'm going to call it the same woman, understand me, right? Because in the future she comes back again. And this is definitely not the consultant, right? This is Isis and Orisis. So we're going to the future now, and we're looking at these 3 cards, and I'm going to show them to you one. We have, this is the future outcome, right? This is the Ace of Pentacles. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles, and we have the Page of Swords. So of course, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look at my list, and I realize something very important, that in all these 13 cards, there is only 1 cup, and the cup is for the querent. So it is only the querent who had feelings or sentiments or emotions in this case. And that's why she feels alone with it, you know. So that's why she's in this quandary. That's why she's alone, right? Alone again, naturally, the song comes to mind. You know, she's got these suitors, as I can tell you, but I'm saying there's one definitely that she says that's not going to work out. So maybe she's looking to the future. And what happens now is that Queen of Coins is here, and so is the King. So that's the match. That's the match. Just like the Lovers are a match, right? Just like Tamino and Pamina are a match. So she's going to get her King of Pentacles because she's a Queen of Pentacles. You understand me? And he's decided to give her the ace, right? He's got the ace. Here's the ace. She's also got the ace. Both of them have something, you know, they recognize each other because they're vibing on the same wavelength. So however it is, it seems that both will come out fine. So the Page of Swords will tell me that it's also the only sword, and the sword is in the future. So there may be some kind of communication, there may be some kind of evaluation, but it's definitely a new story. So we've got a new story to tell. And it looks almost like Cupid, you know, with that heart at the end of that arrow and all these butterflies. Butterflies indicate transformation. And like I say, here's Pluto. So there was also 5 pentacles here on the board. I counted 5. There's only 1 sword and 1 cup. So that tells me that during this time, there was basically no communication at all, right? So these people may have been in different countries. They may have been separated for some reason, right? And only the querent with cups, right? And also notice that Pluto is looking towards the other person's cards, like he's already taken a decision to cut and leave behind something there, and he's looking towards the future, to this new bond that he has with Pamina. Okay, so we see now, so there's no communication, no feelings, and then we see that there's five pentacles, and also the 5 of Pentacles has come out, so that makes it even more important. So there was something that was lacking, something that just didn't feel right, something that couldn't come together. No matter how hard you tried, it just was not meant to be, you know. And even when you went down into the underworld, there was still something that, you know, there was no trust. He did not trust in what he was told. He looked back and she fell back, right? So that's a lesson. And he's probably thinking about that too, you know. And what intrigues me is that we're not even sure if she ate the pomegranate or not. Because if she did, then maybe he's not doing anything because he knows she's coming back. But she's look like she's taking one last look before she goes again. She may come back, I don't know. But it doesn't look to me so, because both of them are going into new compromises, to new situations. And yes, so the other is moving towards a new love connection with the Fool and the Lovers. In the future, she will be pairing up with the King of Pentacles. It seems that she's, you know, she's coming to her own because she's no longer in the room. She's outside with Mother Nature, taking up her spot, right? You see that big pentacle there. This is a lovely reading. So Death is in the middle of the spread. And he's looking at the other person and that new relationship. And like I said, Persephone seems to be having a last glance or a last look at Pluto before she exits the underworld. She's going back up to the top side. And another reason too, because you see, this is Hera. She's the sposa of Zeus. So obviously the tarot is telling me that these make a pair. Sorry if I'm just going over the same thing, but that's how you learn, right? So yes, so he's holding the fruit. That is, you know, the pomegranate. It's possible that she rejected it. She may have eaten it. We do not know. She may return to him, right? There's no more notes. Because I always like to take these notes, but I always like to see how many of what is there. So here's an interesting story. We want to see how it plays out. But all these little things make it interesting. And I've decided I just love this tarot. What can I tell you? I love it. I only wish that it came with a book. Just this little tiny book, and I've written up already in it, you know. What I used to do is I used to send it to be photocopied and photocopied big, but then after a while you say, you know what, don't read the book. What I'm going to do and what I've started doing is going to the internet and getting all the different myths, because every card has a different myth. Some of them I know, some of them I don't know. But I never see a tarot speak so much like this one. I think all new tarot speak well. Did you see my Venus? Yes, there she is. always there with me. This is a memory of the last time Venus went retrograde in Scorpio. So that was a very important time. Okay, and I'm to remember it. All right, then. That's all I have to share. Thank you for taking the time. I hope that this reading helped you in some way for when you do your own readings. And I may come back to this reading and see how things have come out. Read again for this person, for this Queen of Coins, because I'm loving how it come out in the future. I really, really, really like it. Okay, take care, everyone.